Hi, I'm Coda, and this is a cute little mic thing I found in my house. It's black, which is really awesome. And I am going to be doing book reviews. The main reason for me doing this is because I am a creative writer at an art school, and um, I really appreciate good feedback that I get from my peers, and I want to give them good feedback as well. So, in order to do this, I decided to go on YouTube and do book reviews because authors, they really don't care, I guess. And like when you think about it, they have editors and stuff. They have their staff that goes through their stuff and they critique them all the time. And if you can't take any good feedback, it's not a good film for you. Um, so I am going to be reviewing today Anne Rice's Interview with the Vampire and Twilight. Um, it's kind of a comparison and contrast thing. Comparison contrast. Wow. Compare and contrast. Um, so starting with Twilight. Um, it's poorly written, and the characters don't develop whatsoever. They don't make any sense with their actions. They just tell us what they're gonna do, and then they do it. I'd I'd rather just see the person being all like, "No, Edward, don't run away. I love you," and like run after him, than have it say, "Oh no," like "Oh no, I want to run after him. I must run after him." "No, Edward, I must run after you." Blah 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 blah. And then she runs after him. You already know what they're gonna do. It's kind of like saying, "I'm mad," than giving someone the cold shoulder. You see the difference there? It's kind of like you have to use your brain and figure out what the writer's telling you, than having it easily given to you on a silver platter, and you don't really have to figure anything out. Um, Another thing about Twilight, it's poor, really, really, really bad writing, and frankly, you can classify it under fan fiction. It's I am so sorry for anyone who was related to this chick, because Stephanie Meyer, you are not a writer. No. Yes, we all do fan fiction from time to time, but no. Not very good writing. Not very good anything, really. Back on track. The characters. Bella is a bitch who doesn't give a shit about anything. She's okay. Example: her dad buys her a car, and her first thought is, "Holy shit, Dad! What the fuck did you just do?" Um, can't you just say, "Thanks, Dad. I really appreciate the car. It was very thoughtful, and you know what? I'm probably going to like this car because it's red, and I like the color red." That's, but of course she couldn't do that. She had to be all, "I hate my dad. I hate my dad because I live with my mom, and my mom hates my dad." Classic divorce thoughts. It's not really fair to the dad. She doesn't give him a chance at all. And frankly, if my dad got me a free car, I don't even care what color it is. Um, I'm gonna be jumping with joy and like doing cartwheels or something because you know what? It's like, oh my gosh, my dad actually was thinking of me and he wanted to get me something nice. And I would just be very thankful. But of course, that's not how it worked out. Now, Edward, he's a creeper. I don't know any girl, well, at least none of my friends, who would actually get up from bed and go make out with the guy that's standing in your window staring at you while you're sleeping. All my friends would go either get a shovel, chainsaw, sledgehammer, come back, and nail him in the head and throw him out the window. That's when someone does that, that's called being a pervert. That's not anywhere near romantic. Um, if any guy thinks that they can do that, then they're either an idiot or a weirdo. Um, okay, so with that said, um, let's go on to the source rape. The source rape is a term my friend came up with to describe, like, when someone puts a word in a sentence or phrase just to make it sound pretty. It's not a needed sentence, like, not sentence, it's not a needed word. It doesn't improve the sentence. It doesn't really do anything except make the sentence sound pretty. Um, so, yeah. Not very well written, not well anything really. Um, next book. Interview with the Vampire. Oh, now this is a great book, which I would recommend to everybody who can read. Yeah, well, not exactly if anyone could read, but just anyone with a very good reading level. The only people I wouldn't recommend this book to would be anyone that cannot read Twilight within a week. Um, it's full of details, and yes, it may look small, but this can take up to 2 to 3 weeks to read, depending on how well your reading level is. Um, the characters are fabulous. Um, Lewis, the original vampire who didn't like who he was. He was forced into a situation he did not like, and he didn't know what to do about it. Now, if you think about it, that's Edward. Edward is a mirroring image of Lewis. Classy, Stephanie Meyer, classy. Um, and another mirroring thing would be the like vegetarian vampire. Okay. Um, anyone here read L.J. Smith's Vampire Diaries? They came out a good, I don't know the years, but more than 5 years before Twilight. And I'm pretty sure Stephanie Meyer stole that too. Um, yeah, not cool. So, what I want, like, good things I like about Anne Rice's interview with the vampire is that it looks like Anne Rice did her research on what she was writing about. It's like you could walk down these streets and alleyways perfectly. Like, it's like a map. how fabulously descriptive everything is. Um, Everything's just perfect. The only fault I would say this book has is that Lewis talks too long, and I don't really care for that character. That might just be a personal issue that I have. But other than that, it's a very good book, and character development is great. Lewis, he doesn't really change much while he's being interviewed, but you can tell in the story that he went through a transformation. His transformation occurs early on. Really, you can tell from when he's being a bit naive, like like an adolescent, because he believes that Lestat is a great person. He's his friend, his savior, and stuff. But then after they got Claudia, he's starting to realize this guy's keeping me hostage. And even a little bit before they got Claudia, he started thinking, this guy, he's not good for me. He's mooching off of me, stealing my money. Yep, I went ghetto. Um, and it's that's a character transformation there. The realization that something's wrong. Now, the other characters in the novels that Anne Rice wrote, they do go through a transformation. Um, or at least you get a little bit more insight to who these characters are. An example would be Lestat. In The Vampire Lestat, which is the second novel in Anne Rice's Vampire Chronicles, you really get inside the world of Lestat, and you understand his character better. You understand it much more than when you read Interview with a Vampire, because your only image of him is this guy is a jerk. He's a jerk, a crazy, crazy jerk. And he probably is homo with Lewis, and you can go on with all the terrible things that Lestat does. And so, with that said, um, what else can I say about these? Anne Rice uses the technique show, not tell. When Lestat is upset with Claudia because she poisoned him and tossed him in a swamp, he doesn't say, Claudia, I'm upset. He starts, he's creepy, playing on the piano, and he's all, Claudia, you have been a very, very naughty girl. You can tell the tone of voice from that. It sets the mood. You're just in like, oh crap, this guy's gonna murder me because he's so ticked off at me because he's like, I didn't mean it. I'm sorry that I tried killing you. It was such a bad idea. Right? In Twilight, it's more of, I love you, Edward. Not, not Bella going and saying, like, doing these random acts of kindness for him. It's, it's more of a, like, I'm just gonna tell you I love you and not show you. Um, One last thing to say about Twilight. I know I'm skipping around a lot. Um, Told you I'm bad at giving critiques. Um, the things. Okay, the thing that bothers me about it is why does Bella like Edward? Other than the fact that he's good looking and we don't even know what he looks like, so we can't really judge that because all Stephanie Meyer gives us is the hair color, eye color, that he's pale and muscular. I could put just about any guy I know into that. Um, like really, it's a simple. Another quote from my friend.